Hey, what's up, Kryptonians? I am currently in the middle of a little bit of a move. As you can clearly see, I am not with my usual background, my usual set. In a couple of weeks, I'll have new digs and I will have a brand new set. But for now, this is how the videos on the channel are gonna look for at least the next week or two. So today I'm talking about a movie called Shadow Force, a movie that you probably haven't heard of and probably aren't going to see, but fuck it, I'm gonna review it anyway. But this movie stars Kerry Washington and Omar Sy, and it stars Mark Strong, and the story is about what you would expect for a movie with the title Shadow Force. Granted, when I first heard the title Shadow Force, I thought it was like a Power Rangers episode that got turned into a movie, but you know, here we are. So Shadow Force is a new story about these two spies who fall in love. They're part of this really badass clandestine black ops group. But like I said, they fall in love, they decide to leave the group, and then of course one day that former group decides to hunt them down, except now they have a child to protect. The movie is about them trying to protect their family from these spies, these black ops people that are after them, and Mark Strong, of course, doesn't want any of this tied to him, so he is the villain overlording over everything. The positive section of this video is going to be very, very brief, unfortunately. I will say Kerry Washington. I've always loved Kerry Washington. I've always thought she's a talented actress. She also makes like the most hilarious faces when she's really getting into it, when she's really committed to a performance. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you go back through her movies and you look at her roles, you look at certain faces that she makes, like that's just part of the charm. It's part of the package when you get Kerry Washington. She does make some of those faces in this movie, but overall, I think she's trying. Like she's at least giving somewhat of an effort here. I will say her work in the stunt work is actually maybe better than her actual performance here. Omar Sy is also good in this movie as her estranged husband who's been raising her child. He lends a certain simplistic charm to the proceedings here. I'll actually say the kid is probably the best part about the movie. He's one of those funny kids where it's like the kid says things that he shouldn't, but it's in a really funny way. I wish I had more to offer you than kids say the darndest things, but there's really not much else that this movie has to offer other than a premise and a concept that you have seen oh so many times before. Shadow Force could have been called literally anything else. I think you could call it Boring Force, and it would perfectly apply to the movie. This is a movie that feels like simultaneously too many things are happening and absolutely nothing is happening. Nothing of interest, at least. The story here is painfully generic and painfully by the numbers. The plot here is 1,000 other spy movie plots all wrapped into one. This movie is painfully formulaic, painfully familiar, painfully predictable. You know everything that's gonna happen 2 or 3 scenes before it actually happens. And even if there are twists in here that catch you by surprise, the narrative is not nearly compelling enough for you to give a shit. You know what? I could probably forgive all of that. All of it, if the action in the movie was at least good, and the action here just feels bleh. The action here feels like it has no bite, it has no bark, it has no sizzle, it has no flair. While there is commendable stunt work from Kerry Washington and other people involved, it is stunt work involving set pieces and choreography that is so bland and so stale. So you don't have interesting performances, plot, or action. What else is the movie offering me? Well, you have Mark Strong as a villain. Sort of. I mean, he feels like he could play these type of villain roles in his sleep. Unfortunately, Mark Strong is playing this role in his sleep. Even he doesn't feel like he's all the way awake for this movie. And as for the Shadow Force part of the name, like this clandestine group of black ops, the Shadow Force is nothing in this movie. Like if you change their name, they're any Joe Blow type of government or spy agency that has existed in a movie before. You know nothing about them, you care nothing about them. They're not even built up to be menacing or formidable, former partners and teammates turned enemies. Like there's none of that here in this movie. This movie feels like it's missing a shit ton of context. The problem is, it's so boring that I don't even give a fuck about the context by the end of the film. Yeah, you're not gonna see this, you're not gonna care about it. I'm not gonna waste much of your time talking about this movie. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty bad regardless. This movie's gonna get my rating of kryptonite. All right, guys, it's May. The summer blockbuster season is almost upon us. Tell me, what May movies are you most looking forward to seeing? Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.